So let's start standing, everyone. So if you can come to the top of your mat or in the middle. And when you think, if I have some time in my day, what are some things I want to work on? Posture is definitely one of them. Starting to feel the body, the breath. So I'm going to kind of roll my shoulders back and down, stand up nice and tall. Everyone can hear me okay? Okay. So, we have these kind of fundamentals. It's like posture, breath work, more of a meditative, kind of just slow down from a busy day, busy time of year. All right, so let's become more mindful and present. Close your eyes. Lift the crown of your head up. After you get done, kind of lifting your toes and feet, put the feet down. Even start to engage your thighs like a little bit. We don't want to stand like lazy, right? We want to start to bring active intention into our stance. Okay, so shoulders back and down. It's like there's a string on the crown of your head and someone pulls up, okay? So close your eyes just for a few moments. Take a moment to arrive into your self-awareness practice. To set an intention if you'd like. Bring your attention inward. Start to breathe a little bit deeper in and out the nose, please. The goal is intentional breathing. So you don't do anything else except feel and follow, meditate on the breath. If you get distracted, your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Okay, last few moments here. Okay, if you're just joining, we're standing up, working on our posture and our breath work. Remember, the yogis consider standing or walking to be like the second meditative position, standing, okay? All right, yogis, so let's go through some of our nice kinetic movement series today. It all relates to life. So posture, walking. As I lift my left knee, my right arm goes forward, my left arm goes back. Neutral. It's like a marching in place, right? Now, I'm showing you a full range. It can be a lot less, okay? But just to be clear, my right knee lifts, my left arm goes forward. So it's not right arm and right leg forward. It's right knee forward, right elbow back, left arm forward, okay? And you're, in a sense, marching in place. Go ahead. That's it. Try to stand up tall. Remember that we take posture in the next exercise. So we don't, that's the foundation. So you kind of watch me for a moment, but then you got to like stand upright and look forward and march in place. It's really good stuff, right? It's so simple, but it does, it's the same path as walking. See how my right foot goes forward, my right arm goes back as I walk? Same thing, all right? Now, right from the kinetic movement, you're gonna bend those knees. That one can be pretty tensing. Just kind of loosen up here. This is one you're gonna always be seeing in my classes. Whether it's strong or, power yoga or even just gentle, okay? Get into that core a little bit, okay? Start to feel those arms. Start to shift a little weight from leg to leg. So, we're finding ways to move the full body, strengthen a little bit, but keep it easy, okay? Squat Kriya with the push to pull, big inhale, kind of sit into your gentle chair. Exhale, elbows in, back, chest lifts, hips forward. Don't over-exaggerate the back bend though. Inhale, exhale. You just do a few more. You want to pretend like you're, how you take on that top, you're pulling those elbows back and almost together. So I'm really lightening up my back muscles, okay? So these are some basics. It's kind of like push, pull, push, pull, okay? And then the first one was this. It was push, pull, but asymmetrical, all right? So now we're Getting a little further. Yeah, nice, Kathy. Get into it. Yeah, you can loosen up a little more. It doesn't have to be so rigid. You can change it up as much as you want. You know, be creative, let loose a little bit, okay? It's good stuff. All right, now let's shake it out. Good job there. I don't want you to get too strenuous. Just roll out your wrists a little bit. Let's run through some of the smaller body parts. Here you go, a little maintenance. You get the blood flow, the crack, the pops, the synovial fluid of the joints. Wiggle those fingers. Okay, move the thumb, spread the fingers. Roll out those wrists. There it is. Shake the hands out. It's one of my favorites. Okay, and then nice and slow. See how I just kind of bend the elbows straight in? See how this kind of like circle with the elbow / shoulder? See that? Just move that body, okay? Gentle movements. And then you can take your hands on your shoulders to make it easy. Just draw some circles, leading with the elbow up, back. I don't really teach the slow ones in this class. You know, sometimes I have people do like the slowest arm circles with these extreme rotations. I don't really teach that in gentle. Let's reverse second direction. Okay, kind of just shaking it out a lot. Let's free up the body. And now we're gonna go up to the neck. But our traps just kind of lifting up and down. So here's how the neck really starts. And then it's kind of up, back, down, and forward. In the modern science, they call this like, you know, joint maintenance or you know, muscular maintenance, where I'm going here. There's no resistance, so there's no like stress. There's no extra weight. It's just kind of like, let's contract our muscles in all the complex ways they work. Let's make sure everything is flush, exposed, and nothing static, okay? And then let's keep going here. Big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna bring our chin to our chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Okay, and then we're gonna lift that chin up. And, you know, about 2 more times, chin to chest. Tuck the chin to the chest. Okay, and then lift your chin up. One more, chin to chest. Don't force it, yogis. Be a little easy, okay? And then, you know, you're gonna finish that last third round up. And now it's the rotation. It is isolated. I don't really do this in the strong classes, but in this class, we break stuff down more. Right to your right shoulder. So you look over the right shoulder. And then you look over the opposite shoulder. You know, like you say you're crossing the streets. You look right, you look left, you look right again. But this is a busy street. You gotta keep looking left and right. Okay? And that is that vertebral rotation. You remember here we were doing this for our lower spine. Okay? Now, we got one more. I want to combine those two. We went forward back with the neck. We did look over the shoulder. Now watch me here. Be easy. Look. I look down to the right, up to the left. Down to the right, up to the left. That's actually a pretty complex movement. You know, some of you want to do neck circles. That's cool too. I teach that more often than not, but I like to add this one in. Okay, down to the left, up to the right, down to the left, up to the right. That can be tight, so be easy. Little neck maintenance there. And we're just gonna do about, you know, 30 more movements or so, and then make our way down to the ground. We're done with that moving warm up. So bend your knees, widen your feet. Start with this one. So as you can see, we're repeating a lot of this stuff over time, and hopefully some of it starts to sink in, right? So you can start to do some of this stuff, you know. Then, you know, I circle, grab those hips, and kind of feel it out, okay? And then I start to go the opposite. I can even bend the knees a little more. And you don't gotta go like really far, yogis. It's just, I want you to be able to clearly see what I'm doing. So I show you further ranges often. You don't have to go deep, you know, for this to be good for you. Okay, now here we go, guys. Little calf lift. few more. I need you to light those calves up, okay? We want to keep those strong. Don't let your ankles get like too weak or too kind of stuck, okay? Get your little calf raises in, okay? And to close that out, what was next? I had something else and now I'm forgetting. Oh, I remember now. Stand up tall. Now this one's a little bit awkward, but we haven't done it in a while. It's just a hamstring curl, there's no weight. This can be difficult though, okay? I'm just gonna bend my left knee, bring my right heel to my right butt, but look at my right knee. See how it wants to go forward? Keep the knees next to each other. You see that? And just squeeze your heel to your butt. Just hold it. Try to point the right toe and just squeeze your heel to your butt. And this is a tough one, yogis. We tend to go on and bring the knee forward, but don't. Bring the knee back and pull the heel to the butt. See, I can't touch it. You're not supposed to. Bring that foot down, shake it out. Stand up tall. Bend your left knee, keep your knees in line. Don't let your left knee go forward. Pull it back and just squeeze your heel to your butt. Just a good like 20-second hold. And I usually teach this one in gentle yoga once in a while. You would think this could be in gentle though, right? We're just bending your leg, right? So, but you can really feel your hamstrings. That's why we're gonna do one set. That's how we keep it easy, okay? Now big inhale, exhale. Everyone feel that right up in here? Yeah, so now we're gonna do that stretch. But first, our last movement standing tonight, bend the knees. We're gonna hinge forward. Feel the hamstring tension. Exhale back up, squeeze that butt. Inhale, just take a few more. And just to be clear, this is the main just a movement. After this, practice will be a lot slower holding, okay? We will start that process with more of holding balance after all the movement. I'm just gonna have you apply all that, kind of tighten everything up. And then boom, we're gonna be taking some nice stretches. You're gonna have the option of strap stretching and some block work in the end. Okay, yoga fundamentals. Next time you forward fold, I hinge, and I forward fold, okay? Try to soften the back of your neck if you want to kind of sway side to side. We're basically reaching for our toes. Really good if you can to use blocks if that feels like it's needed. All right, yogis, let's slowly bend our knees and stand up. So that was an inversion. We'll finish up our standing exercise with just a couple meditative bounce. Nothing too fancy, we just did one round where you were here, right? So I'll give two options, tree pose. We're always gonna bring it in gentle yoga, we'll always bring it here. A lot of the balance is too strenuous. If you want a little extra strengthening, remember it's this one. Where I intertwine my fingers, I want to pull the knee up, highest, high, high, high. Okay, you can see that, high, high. I want to drive through my right standing leg. And even my hips come a tiny bit forward, my chest lifts. So that right glute is really going to stabilize the SI. Then glute medius is going to stabilize the hip. So you got tree pose as our easier option. Okay, when you're done there, shake that out. Let's just go right to our second side. Now, remember, I do want you to notice which foot is like less, what side's more difficult for you. Spend more time on your week, especially in balance, okay? My left foot's not as good in balance. It is slowly over time catching up, all right? But that left foot doesn't activate, it's not as strong. There's a test we do in track and field for sprinters, see which one's like your power leg and your speed leg. My left leg's actually more of my speed leg, and this is more of my power leg. And that means those muscles are stronger, right? So I got to work on developing the muscles in the left leg more. So you got a few more breaths here, please. If you want to reach your arms up, don't forget that that is always a nice option. All right, guys, so I want you to finish that up when you're ready, and that's pretty good for balance. I want to make sure we save time for the other stuff I have planned. So a nice little balancer, if you have it, it's yoga squat. Now, this can be very intense for some of us. Child pose is an easier option of a similar body form. You might want blocks kind of around you here. My feet are turned open and slightly wide, okay? And I'm getting down slow. All right, so we're gonna lower down yoga squats. We can try to hold for, not too long, but 30, 45 seconds here. Okay, and we're gonna take a few breaths. And remember, the main way we really start this is using like 2 blocks. So, you know, you can even do something like that, okay? And I gotta kind of lean forward, get the buttocks down, and then, you know, try to lean a little bit more weight, press weight in my heels, okay? And then, you know, if you really wanna try it, you could go a little lower, okay? And then eventually more like 1 block or no block, right? So another fun thing to do is like roll your mat up and keep the roll under your heels or a blanket. Just giving that little lift in your heels can help us sit in yoga squat a lot easier, not straining the knees as much or the back. So I don't teach that as much in yoga because, you know, you got to roll your whole mat up and then unroll it. So don't forget that a heel lifted support is a really nice one, okay? Let's keep going here, guys. Step back, let's plant our hands. Let's just loosen up the back after that with our cat-cow, starting with a few, just more on the spine, inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding. And then if you want, a little side to side, a little circular, more creative, complex, dynamic, all right? So you can just see I'm starting to like, I don't know, I always picture like a little worm, like just kind of wiggling and wobbling all around, or like a little fish, just kind of all over the place there. Loosening up that body, getting into it. Yeah, that looks great. And I'm just gonna keep moving through the down dog, stretch out the ankles and the toes, tuck toes, hips up and back. Yoga fundamentals here. I often tell the story that it was about 2015 when I graduated in June with my anatomy degree. That was after I got my first bachelor's, and I remember how my whole approach to my body, exercise changed. I really started to take restorative, like gentle exercise, so much more passionate. Even though I was, you know, that was 5 years ago. I was a little younger, and I didn't necessarily like need to do that, but it made me feel so much better and so much more potential in the physical body. Okay, let's drop down to the knees, guys. And let's do our second ankle stretch here. And we just sit back on the ankles. Now, the main thing is to just sit on the ankles. If you want to add a little extra, left hand down, right arm up. So as you can see, we're a little bit more in stretch mode now. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter as far as strength tonight. I'm not going to do a lot of strengthening like we will sometimes. Okay, and then you do your second side. Again, main thing is to just sit on your ankles. Look at my shoulders. See how it's pinched up near the mirror. Look at my right bottom shoulder. Watch this space I created. Elbow bends in, just like a chaturanga. Elbow hooks in, not out. In. Same thing. You really see that everywhere in practice. You see how the shoulders change position as opposed to when I was here. Here. Okay. Nice job, everyone. Let's get off of those feet. All right, so I did have a little lunge stretch practice going on today. We haven't done this one in a few weeks. Let's do our lunge and side to side, our rotational hips, our sphinx, and we're going to be, heading towards the floor shortly after that. So what we're going to do This is not usually something I teach in the gentle yoga, only once in a while. Walk my knees back, step my right foot forward. Now again, look at my back knee. I don't want it forward like here. Like a lot of times I see people like this. I want to try to crawl via my left foot, my left knee back. So see how my left knee walks back? You don't have to go too far, but just to start to let those hips descend forward toward my front heel. Use my hands on my blocks to kind of press my feet down and lift my chest. And let's take a few breaths here, okay? You really need the breath here, yogis. It's the biggest muscles in your body that oppose each other. So as, if you wanted more, you could reach your arms up to the sky, right? But that's like a more power variation of this posture. This is my Christmas shirt. I bought it like years ago on a sale rack at Lululemon. I was like, I'll get that. I'll wear it St. Patrick's Day and Christmas. It'll work. All right. All right, guys. Let's slowly release. I won't make you hold that one too long. Now, in between sides, you can take a little child pose, a little cat-cow. You're more than welcome to do like a vinyasa if you want, something like this. But just be easy. We haven't done like much back bends, so going right into that might be a lot. Okay. Second side is where we're going to head eventually. Left foot forward. Feet are about hips width distance. And then I crawl my back knee back and then eventually rest the top of the foot down. Look at the front knee. See how it's over the heel? So it's not like this. It's also not like this. It's kind of heel under knee. Okay? Press the hands down. Press my feet down. Lift the chest. There's a couple of us hands on hips or arms up. Just a few more breaths. Let those hips descend. Breathe into your tight muscles. Hopefully you feel that big stretch, right through here. We did yoga squat. That's going to help the front leg already be released so you can really hit hip flexor right through here. Front there. Okay. Looks good. All right, so what I'd like you to do is kind of finish that out, neutralize a little bit. That one, be easy. And we are going to do now, this is both spinal twist stretch. Our twists earlier were just kind of standing and loose, so now we're going to go static active. We've done this one, 2 times, maybe about once a month. So want to bring it back around. It's too good not to do. So same thing, my right foot goes forward, but listen, yogis, now I want my hips to stay stacked. So see the 90 degrees? And I do have to kind of lift up here, okay? So to start this, there's multiple ways to do this, but I crawl my right foot out to the right. Look at my left foot. It does not, change here. And what I'm going to do is twist my chest to the right. So I can take my hands on my hips or my thigh, shoulders back and down. I just want to twist to the right. Mainly our target is the left hip. So it's a big lateral rotation. The hips actually turn out via our movement here and our spinal twist. Okay. Now that's kind of the tough one. You can stay here with the legs if you want to try it quick. Right hand side of the thigh, twist left. Okay, and then let's not hold it too long. Right foot walks back. Here's the tricky one. My right foot walks to the left. So it's almost like my thighs cross in space. Yeah, balance is going to be a little weird. Okay, now listen, I twist left. So let me show you the front view. First, I showed you here. Then I showed you here, then here. Now I'm back neutral, first side. Watch the right foot over to the left. Watch the torso, they twist left. It's an awkward one, yogis, but it's hypermeter rotation in your left hip. You're not doing that much in a yoga, so it's unique. If you want to try one last one, left hand on right thigh, twist right, deep spinal twist. We did this in the beginning of November. If you remember back, if you happen to catch that class, got to bring it back around. That's how we're going to get those results. All right, we're going to come back to center. We're going to slowly lean forward and release. Anything to really, shake that out a little bit, even if you have to swing your legs around, or I like to kind of go like this, kind of lean back and, just kind of, massage my ankles. It's whatever you need to do to kind of be fresh, clear-minded, clean palate for second side. Okay, so really it's 4 things, and it starts with your right hand to your hips, your left foot forward, knee over heel, and then we rise up. Okay, notice here's where I take that 90-degree angles. And what do? First, I do not let my right foot pivot. I just bring my left leg out to the side. See how that leg walks behind me? And what do here? I twist left. Twist left, okay? Does everyone feel that in their standing hip? Okay, so here, and then if you'd like, now you're here. Twist your left hand inside your left thigh, twist to the right. Deep breath. Okay, and then I will remind you, my left foot comes back to neutral. Remember to pad your knee if your knee hurts. I forgot to mention it. You put that blanket under the knee, it won't hurt, right? Now my left foot walks across to the front. It's kind of a weird one. Here's where the balance gets really challenging. I twist to the right. Okay, so you can keep seeing that. How it works is whatever way the leg walks, we twist that way with the core first, and then we keep the leg there, we twist the opposite way second. So here in the first part, left leg across to the right. So my thighs are crossed, and I twist right. My target is the bottom right hip, okay? The rotators are considered the joint stabilizers, right? So boom, we're making the joints more stable, right? So let's come back to center. Oh, don't get ahead of myself here. If you want it, it's right hand outside left thigh. And that's a really big twist, actually. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, now take your time. Big inhale. I don't want you to hold this stuff too long. Left leg in, and slowly. Someone like last week or 2 weeks ago, they wrote me. She still comes to my class like every time, but she's like, "I love your class, but your gentle yoga is not very gentle." That's, it's so subjective. It just depends on how you're feeling and where you're at. And as you practice it, we'll see more gentle. Okay. So let's keep going here, yogis. We're going to lower down to the chest. I'm not going to do plank or push-ups. We did the plank on Saturday, and last Wednesday we did push-ups. So I'm going to leave that out. I'm just going to go straight for Sphinx. I'm not going to do cobras, active. All that's the strengthening stuff. I want to just take it right to more of a meditative stretch. Just something. We were just stressing out our hips and our core. Let's just kind of stretch now. Point the toes, drive the pubic bone down. Let's lift the heart up through the arms. Just a little bit slower, more stretch hold. Close your eyes, enjoy it. Let's take about a good another minute or so. Now, as you get better at this, you might want to hold longer, but I'll let you decide, okay? We're just having a kind of open practice here. And, one of my favorite little releases, this one, it's a thigh massage. Hard to beat this one. Very therapeutic. Little windshield wipes. And then we're going to do that nice chest opener. This is one we got to keep repeating because of our habitual patterns in life and what they're going to create tightness in the body. So this relates to normal imbalances. Laying on your chest, right arm out to the right. If you want more, bend it 90 degrees. Just don't let the elbow get all cramped in. Get that arm out there. Push through your left hand over your right side. So notice my head is resting down. I'm just giving you time to enjoy some of these stretches at this point. Okay, you get some work, your movements, your down dog, and then your hip stuff, big stuff. Now just kind of let's slow down, relax a little bit more. Okay, and then you're at your own pace, right? We're going to come back to center when you feel like you've done a good, adequate opening for that side. Left arm out, right hand in. You're going to push through your right hand, roll to your left. Again, another one we repeat regularly. You're not going to open up pectoralis major, years of tightening and repetitive tension, compression patterns. It takes a lot of time, okay? So we got to keep repeating, and that's really how we're going to signal that body to change its structure and its muscular patterns. So you know what you're doing. You're kind of on your own. If you feel like you want a few more extra breaths there, I can't really see anybody, so I'm not sure exactly when you got in or, you roll back to your chest. And our next one's child pose. After that back bend stinks, the rotation, the windshield wipe, and that chest opener, you just want to take a moment to kind of go here. You can rest your forehead on the mat. I'm going to rest my forehead on the block, give myself a little massage around the eyebrows, around the forehead, bridge of the nose. I'm just going to rock side to side. If you want to add a little something extra tonight, just close your eyes. Try to relax for a few more breaths. All right, yogis. So we're going to come up to our tabletop. Let's swing our legs around. So here we come towards the final chapter of our practice, the supported more positions. Okay, we're also going to use straps. So I don't know if I mentioned it to everyone, but straps, maybe bolster if you have it. So here's some options. First posture. Bolster along the back, butt on the floor. See, butt's on the floor. Here we go. You can bring the soles of the feet together, let your arms go open. You want more, you bring your arms above your head. Okay. Now, if you want more than that, you could always do block, or actually this is less, excuse me. The block with the bolster propped. It's a really nice position, guys, the restorative yoga. Okay. If you want a lot more, you're going to do in the end of class here, you can try, go slow, your block under your shoulder blades. Now you might have to support your neck with a second block. Some of us might even try bringing the block to the head if you want to go a little more. I want the block under your upper back, yogis, not your lower back. Okay. It should be in the vertebral, where the ribs are. So not below the, 12th rib here. Okay. All right, so one of those, please. Couple more breaths. All right, so it's a big stretch. We don't want to hold too long. If you want to use your hands to bring your knees together, bring your hands behind your head, lift your head up, and then use your core and your arms to sit up. You can also roll to a side. Either way, we'll make our way off our props, remove them, lay on our back, but keep a block handy, okay? So we're gonna roll onto our back. It might be nice to kind of just feel it out. Start by windshield wiping knees or bringing knees into the chest, drawing circles. So let's take another good 20, 30 seconds to get out of our posture, to neutralize sensations. And I did mention a strap, but don't forget anything, a belt, a towel, a shoestring, it can all work, a t-shirt, okay? We're gonna do our strap stretching, not like a really long version of it, but I'm just gonna kind of remind you where you're headed, and then you apply your timing, okay? Let's just strap around the ball of the right foot. We don't need to bring the knee in. We already did child pose and yoga squat and knee lifts. So you're good there. We're going to go right to this. So the straps around the mound of the foot, not the arch. Okay, so know the difference there. So you want it over these kind of big bones, of the foot. And I'm just going to try to straighten my leg a little bit more, engage my thigh, and just gently pull. Just a few more breaths here, please. You can experiment with kind of little bend in the knee, little straighten, little bend in the knee, little straighten, or flex your foot more, point the toe a little bit more, flex the foot, point the toe. You can also barely turn your toes facing out and then turn your toes facing in. Just some options there to explore. Okay. I'm not going to do the whole really detailed process this evening. Let's just keep it lighter and give it some strap stretching. Right hand takes the strap, right foot opens to the right. Here's the option, guys. If you want, the block or the bolster comes in handy. You make it easier by placing that foot on the block. Notice what I do. I reach my right hand further down the strap just to take out the strain in the arm. And then I roll my left ribs down. I reach my left arm out. I look left, lengthen through both legs. Couple breaths. Okay, now usually for here, this one, it's good to bend the knee, lighten on the strap a little bit, and then come up. Now, easiest is to remove strap, take the knee over bent. More challenging, left hand takes strap around right foot and bring that leg across. Now, you can pause. Remember, this is a part of skipping where I pause here. I keep my right hip completely down, and then I bring the leg over, but right hip down. And I'm lengthening this outer posterior hip, IT band hip. Some of us might want to go right over to the twist, just to be a little lighter about it tonight. Walk the left foot a little bit more to the right in space. So again, that left foot wants to fly over to the left. Walk the left foot and even the hips a little bit more to the right. And then straighten that bottom left leg and reach your right arm out. All right, so you got a few more breaths here. It is basically the biggest twist of class. It's a big one. And this is taught in gentle yoga all the time, but really, the reason I do not do this a lot in gentle yoga is because it's really big stretching. Pulling your joints and end range all the time, the biggest joints, you can get achy there. So really, it's not that gentle. As far as stretching, it's like end range. I don't do intense strengthening, but a little bit here and there, right? And just to be clear, this is a big exercise, this strap stretching, okay? Let's slowly come back to center. And then, if you want to pull down the middle, you can. Take a moment to release that leg, move it, shake it, get a little blood flow in it. And we're basically gonna, switch sides eventually, okay? So our biggest stretch routine here, which will be followed by restorative bridge tonight, okay? So ball around, strap around the ball of the foot, straighten that right leg a little and just pull it gently. Try to be a little bit more still. Try to add a little bit more of that breath and tension. Reduce any fidgeting. Sorry, guys, I got to keep going over to get water. I signed up for a sauna membership so I can go twice a week for an hour. It's a little place in Hermosa. I can rent out my little own sauna. And I went for it today, and boy, I sweat so much. I'm so dehydrated. I keep pounding water here. That's one thing I miss from going to gyms is a good sauna, right? So let's take, when you're ready, remember I asked you to flex and bend the knee a little, actually point and flex the foot, maybe even, turn the toes out, turn the toes in, okay? When you're done there, you're gonna take the left hand on the strap and open your left leg wide. So the inner thigh starts to open, bringing the left leg out and away from the body. Not across, but open, okay? Now, again, you can use bolsters and blocks. It's always good to have supporting props, especially if you're coming off injury or muscle strain, stuff like that. Now, remember, to get out of this, to get into it, you bend the knee a little, you open, and then you find that position in the openness, and you work on straightening the leg a little bit more, pulling a little bit more. But then to get out, you bend the knee, soften the pull slightly, maybe readjust your hand on the strap, and then come back. So there's kind of you give off a little tension to get in and out, okay? Hips go to the left, either release your strap and bring the knee across bent, or bigger, right hand on left strap, and then take it across slowly. Remember to walk your right foot to the left a little, and your hips to the left, and then left arm reaches out, look to the left and breathe. So basically our biggest stretch of class. So that's a lot on the bottom, okay? We're gonna exit very slowly. And remember that that's all basically flexion. So we have to do a nice counter. And my favorite way to do it is either a bridge or restorative bridge, some type of hip extension. Okay, so what I want you to do is release that. Take a moment, you can release your legs, take a full body stretch. Or you could just bring your knees in your chest, take a little happy baby, right? Can't go wrong there. And now, we're going to do restorative bridge. We're basically going to do this in two parts. A lot of times I'll kind of say here, do one or the other. But how about we try both a little bit if you're comfortable with it. Now we'll take the block, place our feet down to lift our hips, and block under butt. Again, block is under hips, not your lower back. Now a lot of us are going to stay here. You widen your feet just a little bit. Okay, right? That broadens the sacrum because we immediately rotate. It's good there. And then we're just going to do a little bit more of a meditation. Okay, close your eyes, take a couple breaths. One best option for restorative bridge would be to bring your, again, I have to lift my hips, slide my block a little bit more down towards my coccyx, lower sacrum. I rest my hips down. It's going to feel a little weird until I start to widen my feet and slide my legs straight forward. Okay, so now I can see why, because I want the block lower. I don't want the block jamming into my lower back, okay? So what do I have to do is bring my feet a little closer again, back, and even bring the block a little lower. Because it wasn't really positioned optimally, okay? There it is, and even from there, I walk my shoulders away from my hips. I get a nice elongation through my back. And let's just breathe for a few more breaths here. If something doesn't feel right, you gotta try again. Move the block a little down, most likely, and then try, go slow. And you might as well try every inch. Go too low. Where's that sweet spot? All right, Yogi. So we don't want to hold this too long, particularly because I'm going to do it in two parts. Now, some of us might need to even like come off of the block for a moment. You remove it, bring your lower back down, bring your knees in. Some of us might be able to just stay with it. You're kind of used to this. You do have to move the block a little bit back higher, but remember, it's still under your hips, your sacrum, not your lower back arch. And we will do the Viparita Karani, the legs up. We did do the strap variation, but I want to do that hold one last time, just to really bring into that classic finish here, the legs up. Okay. Now, a lot of times in yoga, they'll have people, you can wrap strap around your feet and your neck, and then you can like meditate there. You can use your arms to hold your legs up. You can also turn to a wall and throw your legs up the wall. Remember, yogis, we're on our feet all day. Okay, we got to get those legs up, get that drainage, the elevated legs, so good for healing, um, unclogging. Basically, you just hold your legs up. You can put them up on a couch. Heck, you could do it easy too. You could lay some pillows down, just do a light elevation. All right, so let's close our eyes, take another, minute or two. Then when you decide to come out of this, you want to, just soften your knees, the strap will release, and you got to slowly bring one foot and the other foot down, okay? That's a long time on the block, longer than usual. So releasing. And again, it might be just better just to release your legs for a moment, kind of shake that out. And a little kind of reset for that would be widen feet, knees knocked together. Now block. It's basically the trifecta. It's the three block placements. This is restorative yoga more, this ending. I like to try to add this. Just like we do more active gentle, we'll do more restorative gentle too. Block underneath the skull. We didn't really do neck stretching. We did neck moving. A little bit of neck rotation and twisting. But here's where you really kind of stretch the back of the neck more. You're welcome to add massage, but just be easy and intuitive here. Okay. Remember, guys, we're here at the end of class. So if there's anything that you would like to do to close class, I'm going to have you like hold your breath 3 times. Only 3. We're going to keep it easy. So we're going to do this for another, 30, 45 seconds. I'll get you comfortable laying. I'll cue you through a few breath holds, a short conscious relaxation, and then it's already over. Okay. We didn't do much in the hands and wrists, or if you want to add anything, now is the time to do it. Okay. So sometimes I don't massage though. I literally let the edge of that block kind of, traction, little digging into the back of my upper neck. Feels pretty good tonight. So last few moments. All right, Yogi. So eventually, we're going to remove any blocks and props. If you have, some people like to put blankets over them, or you see how I take my bolster? It's a good gig to like teach yoga because eventually you get all these props for free, right? I like multiple bolsters, employers have just given me 10 yoga blanks, they've given me yoga blocks. When they get new ones, they're just like, you want them? Like, of course, So if you don't have things like this, just pillow work, right? It's just nice, it softens the knees. Anytime it comes back hurts, you put something under the knees like this, all right? That's good to know for sleeping too, okay? So what we're gonna do is practice just a little bit of breath holding to end class that leads us into our closing short meditation. So arms are gonna go down my side. I'm gonna fidget a little bit to get comfortable. Then I wanna try to stop fidgeting. Okay, to start, we're gonna take a deep inhale on the nose. Maybe close your eyes if you can. Deep exhale all the way out. Here we go, round 1 of 3. Big inhale. Hold the breath. We're gonna hold a little bit longer tonight. Big exhale. In between, we get a full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Round 2. Big inhale into your belly, your middle ribs, your upper chest, collarbones. Hold. Remember, yogis, it's important that we give you the opportunity to hold your breath until you're like forced to quit sometimes. I don't make you do that in mental yoga ever, all right? I'm gonna side out if you haven't, and you're gonna take a nice deep breath in between to prepare for our final round. And this one, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna see if you can hold the breath for as long as you can. I'll give you a minute. If it gets to a minute, I'll say release. But if you wanna go as long as you can, do it. Okay, so big inhale when you're ready. Final round. Hold your breath, please. That is 26 seconds. I started right when I said hold. So you can see how time seems to slow when you're in that difficult moment. But remember, just relaxing emotionally, it is really healthy to start practicing breath holding on the inhale. And then once you get good at that, start to practice some breath holding on the bottom. So we actually exhale max and hold, okay? So that's 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and that is 60 seconds. If you did it, really nice job. If you're still going, take your time. Take a breath just to prepare for Shavasana. Just a good 3 minutes or so tonight. Just let your body rest. Great job. Final pose.